Hi guys, this is Prasanna here. Sorry for having taken a small break from my film learning series. The corona still continues, so it's all the more reason why I should come back to this. This time, however, I thought that we'd slightly expand the topic and talk about something that I think will be of use to a lot more people, which is freelancing in general. So this series is called The Freelancer, and the first topic we're going to talk about for the next 10-15 minutes is what I call as coming out of the closet uh, to yourself and to your family. That first dawn of realization when you think that, oh God, I'm a freelancer, the society is judging me. So it is as a taboo topic as sex and sexual orientation, especially in a conservative country like India. So to help me in this, I have a friend, Giridhar. Hi, Giri.
Hi, Prasanna.
Hi.
Thanks.
So I thought I'll make this thank you. Thank you for coming. I thought I'll make this a little more interactive, Giri. So in this series, I thought I'll introduce to the world some of my friends and colleagues and people who work with me who are freelancers themselves, and then ask them to ask me questions from their point of view. And in that process, also introduce them to the world in a small way. I'm sure Giri has his own set of great clients, but this is my small way of encouraging the friends who are freelancers. So Giri, uh, he is a visual designer. He does strategic consultancy, lots of stuff. He's had a wonderful career in CRISIL, one of the topmost corporate enterprises, and today we have him.
Yeah.
So, over to you in 20 seconds. So you're the freelancer and I'm the client. In 20 seconds, if I ask you, what is it that Giri does as a freelancer that is going to make me take out my checkbook and give you a check which doesn't bounce?
Thank you, Prasanna. Thank you. Getting introduced by you is such a pleasure. And you're doing a great deed for all the people in the freelancing community. So quickly to introduce in 20 seconds is like an elevator pitch. So I'm a marketer and I've been a sales guy throughout my life. But I wanted to come out of the sales life and the tough sales profile. And I've been freelancing on content and visual design for corporates and startups for the last, I think, good 5 years. It's been 7 years since I quit my corporate job. So first 2 years I didn't do anything. So last 5 years I've been consulting for or rather freelancing for clients on content marketing and visual design. When I say visual design, primarily designing their pitch books and presentations, and that's what I specialize on.
Awesome. Here's my check for you.
Thank you.
So guys, Giri does a lot of my work for my company Eklavya. He's also doubles up as my DA, operations manager, various stuff. Giri, once you ask your question, you can mute yourself so that the sound doesn't go.
I'll do that. Yeah.
So I thought, Giri, it would be great for you to ask me 4 or 5 pointed questions so we keep this crisp. And so, what is it that? And again, here is a disclaimer: I am no expert on freelancing. I myself am a freelancer. All filmmakers are mostly freelancers. There's a very thin line between entrepreneurs and freelancers. So I'm using freelancing as an individual who doesn't work as an employee under a setup. That could be a startup. It could be one guy. It could be 4 or 5 people together. And I thought someone like Giri, I would like to have a chat with, and as somebody who's been there probably in a unique field of filmmaking, I'll share my insights into it. So this is not advice. This is more insights and less, some anecdotes from my life.
Correct.
So you can laugh at my expense. So what do you agree?
So to begin with, all freelancers are also mini entrepreneurs. They manage their own self, and you're also in a sense a freelance filmmaker, and you're a good one as well. So the first thing is, my first question, which I would ask is, when did you know, or when do you know that you're ready as a freelancer? When do you know that you have to come out and say, okay, I'm going to be a freelancer now, and I'm going to be on my own? So that's going to be my first question.
Yeah, if you just mute yourself, then I can. So I'll keep this quick. For me, there's a the passion started very early, right from LKG. I was on stage, acting, directing, and all that. The passion started early, but the awareness that this can be a career came only towards my engineering days, when I realized that this is not what I want to do. I realized that suddenly after engineering, I'm staring at a career of being locked in the cubicle. If I'm very lucky, in the cubicle of a big MNC after doing my IIM or something like that. But I think the awareness came in my school DAV, which is one of the most top-rated academic schools, and I was a CBSE class topper. So very different from the typical filmmaking, stereotype. It was in DAV that I realized, when I was surrounded by academically inclined guys, that they were actually doing science and maths and computer science because they loved it and not for the marks. Okay, and it suddenly struck me that I was just studying for the marks. And it was one guy, I remember one of the class topper came to me one day and said, "What the hell are you doing here in the school? You should be going out there and doing advertising or filmmaking or something. Why are you wasting your time here? Your heart is not in this. Do you see yourself sitting in a lab somewhere and spending your time with microbes and bacteria? I don't think so. Get out of here. What are you doing here?" So that was a awakening moment for me. And see, what happens is, for most people, especially in corporate, when you seem to have this midlife crisis. I'll tell you, when my wife was in my wife, your colleague, Meena. So both of them have now left and are pursuing their freelancing careers. I remember, Giri, one very funny incident when Meena used to, when I was, before Kalyana Samayal Sadha, when Meena was asked oftentimes that what the hell is your husband doing? She used to say he's a filmmaker. And then they would ask, which films has he done? And I have not done anything. So then she'd come to me and say, "Can I say that you're a short filmmaker?" I said, "No, don't call me a short filmmaker. I'm a little tall." So they were confused. And then they don't know what short film is. So we used to think, what do we say? What am I doing? So then I said one day, "Okay, no problem. Go tell that your husband is a freelancer." So next day she went and told some colleague that my husband is a freelancer. So that colleague said, "Oh, he's very free, is it?" So that's the understanding of freelancing that we have in India. And what usually I find is people I interact with in my corporate workshops and stuff, that oftentimes when they say and become a freelancer, it is not so much about the passion for a particular field, but a hatred for their current job. So my only insight I can give you is, be very clear that are you going for a divorce because you love this new girl, or are you going for a divorce because you hate your wife? So be very clear. If you are divorcing, if you're quitting a job because you hate that particular job or whatever, you can always find another job. You're still an employee, right? But if your passion for your job, for your new field, or your whatever is your interest, is very, very high, that is something only you will know. Nobody in the world can tell you whether that love is infatuation, whether you'll fall out of love in 6 months. So the best thing I suggest, Giri, is that you have a plan for a couple of months, like a sabbatical, a year. Just speak to your bosses and get a year off. Have a limited timeline and have a very realistic goal. For example, don't say, "I'll take a year off and I'll win the Oscar." No. Just say, "I'll take a year off and I will enroll in filmmaking programs. I will read these number of books. I will also make one short film of 10 minutes. That's it. Have a fixed timeline. Find out if your bank balance and family can support it. And have a very measurable goal, and give yourself a very, very clear appraisal. Like, if I do these 5 things, then I have successfully used my 1 year. If I don't do that, then I go back to my job. I think that is a far better way of assessing your freelancing readiness, right? So
Correct. Yeah. I mean, that's very interesting, because I also relate to some of it, because I didn't consciously want to become a freelancer. I mean, I wanted to come out of corporate. That was my only goal. But what you said is right. You don't come out and become, so to say, a freelancer because you're frustrated with your job or something of that sort. But I'll
I'll
come
tell
to
you. Sorry for interrupting. I'll tell you what. Most people get the shock of their life that after coming out also they're doing the same things. They are doing hustling. They are doing accounts. That is if you do end up getting a client. You are doing
correct.
client servicing. Finally, you want your poster to be designed in blue color. The client will say, "Do it in yellow."
Exactly,
Whatever.
exactly. Yeah,
So eventually, you're frustrated in both places, right?
correct, correct.
Only thing there you have your boss to blame. Here you have yourself to blame.
Yeah. In fact, there you have your Saturday, Sundays. Here you don't have your Saturday, Sundays also sometimes, you know. So it's a very
I
difficult,
have a salary.
yeah, and a fixed salary. But I'll come